A single man plunged the world into the deadliest conflict in history. Adolf Hitler, one of the most infamous dictators of all time, rose from obscurity to command an empire built on hate, war, and destruction. But how did he come to power? What drove the world to war? And why did he ultimately fail? This is the dark and shocking story of Adolf Hitler and World War II. The seeds of World War II were sown long before Hitler's rise. The Treaty of Versailles, signed in 1919, humiliated Germany, forcing it to accept full responsibility for World War I and imposing crippling reparations. A devastated economy, mass unemployment, and political instability created the perfect storm for a leader who promised revival. Born in Austria in 1889, Adolf Hitler served as a soldier in World War I. Disillusioned by Germany's defeat, he joined the German Workers' Party, which later became the Nazi Party. With fiery speeches blaming Jews, communists, and the Treaty of Versailles for Germany's struggles, Hitler gained a devoted following. The failed beer hall putsch in 1923 landed him in prison, where he wrote Mein Kampf, a manifesto outlining his ideology and future ambitions. In Mein Kampf, Hitler detailed his vision for Germany: Lebensraum, or living space expansion, Aryan supremacy, and the destruction of his enemies. Few took his words seriously at the time, but his book foreshadowed the horrors to come. By 1933, the Nazis had seized power. Hitler was appointed chancellor, but he quickly moved to eliminate opposition. The Reichstag fire was used as a pretext to suspend civil liberties. The Enabling Act gave Hitler absolute power, and within a year, Germany was a totalitarian state. The world watched, but few acted. Germany's expansion began with the annexation of Austria in 1938, followed by the invasion of Czechoslovakia. On September 1, 1939, Hitler's army stormed Poland, triggering World War II. Using blitzkrieg, lightning war tactics, Nazi forces overwhelmed France, the Low Countries, and much of Eastern Europe. By 1941, Hitler controlled half of Europe. The world was at war. The Blitz devastated London, the Axis marched across North Africa, and Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor pulled the US into the fight. But in the East, Hitler's greatest mistake was unfolding: the invasion of the Soviet Union. Operation Barbarossa, Hitler's attempt to conquer the Soviet Union, turned into a disaster. The harsh winter, fierce Soviet resistance, and Hitler's refusal to retreat led to catastrophic losses. Meanwhile, the US and its allies opened new fronts, weakening Germany's war machine. D-Day in 1944 marked the beginning of the end for the Third Reich. By April 1945, Berlin was surrounded. Hitler, trapped in his bunker, refused to surrender. On April 30th, he took his own life. A week later, Germany unconditionally surrendered. The Third Reich was no more. The Nazis used fear, propaganda, and indoctrination to control millions. Hitler's promises of economy. Adolf Hitler left behind a legacy of horror: the Holocaust, over 60 million dead, and a world forever changed. The lessons of history remind us: the rise of tyranny is never inevitable, but vigilance is required to prevent it. World War II shaped the world we live in today. The scars remain, but so do the lessons. Understanding the past is the key to ensuring such darkness never rises again. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, stay curious.